is built on nothing less than Jesus' blood and righteousness.
Jesus is present to me in this church. Well, I can't even count the number of times that I've actually, felt the presence of God in this church, and it's sometimes the feeling is overwhelming.
Now I feel like I'm connected.
When darkness seems to hide his face.
I was diagnosed with breast cancer.
Personally, I thought that I had a relationship with Jesus.
There was always something missing, and even as a little guy, I always felt that I was seeking more of the truth, that there was more to the story.
As I had been feeling something, I was looking for something spiritual in my life. I wanted something more than what I had.
Christ alone, Cornerstone.
And when she heard about it, she heard that I was looking for a place to go to church. She invited me to Hope.
Through the storm, he is.
I had about a month between coming to the Hope services, getting into the Word, and a gentleman that I worked with gave me a seashell with Proverbs, chapter 3, verse 5 and 6 written out on it. And that became the verse that I went to through my struggle, and it was an easy struggle with breast cancer. And every day I just looked at that, and I eventually had it tattooed on my wrist with a cross. Everything just became real for me then. It was no longer just coming to church.
Support me in the whelming flood.
I ended up at Hope in December of 2011. I attended a baptism.
I came to Hope through MOPS. A friend of mine had told me about MOPS. I didn't know what MOPS was.
Through the youth dodgeball program.
I distinctly remember one time when I was really at a bad moment. And what I learned through being at Hope is that you don't have to do that. That, Jesus is with you, God is on your side, and you don't have to do anything alone.
We can make it strong in the Savior's love.
Faith is a journey, really, for me. I've heard Pastor Jeff say that too, that faith is a journey, and there will be people who are at different places in their, in their journey to faith. And I think I started at maybe like ground zero, and I'm working my way up little by little.
I thank Him every day for all the blessings that I have that I was given when I wasn't conscious of my walk with Him.
So I was intrigued with the music and kind of came back a couple times, and we ended up taking the H7 class. And that for me was really what kind of really sunk its hooks deeper into me. But at least now I recognize the fact that, there's a path and there's a way to get there, and there's the teachings of Christ to help guide me along that journey.
Some of the decisions I was making in my life at the time were selfish decisions. Each time I made a better decision, trusting in the Lord, then my confidence grew in Him, and I knew I could do this walk.
My most personal experience with Jesus is typically when I'm in Hope Church, but I think it's because I experience it through worship and praise in community, and relationally with other people.
Jesus becomes the most real to me when I walk through the door of this church.
Boldly stand before the throne.